All right. Good evening, East Hampton BOE. Welcome to another school year. You're streamed to YouTube. Phone lines are open. You may begin.
Thank you very much. Good evening and welcome back. Can I have everybody rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I just asked that everybody remain standing just for a moment of silence for Beverly Crimes, who was in our district for a very long time. Yes. Thank you very much.
It's a hearing, right?
No, I didn't call the meeting, I rushed it. So can I have a motion to open the meeting first?
I'll make a motion.
That's two in a row, by the way.
Is it? All in favor? I'll get this down, Pat. This is my 12th year here, so I'll get this down. So, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, now we can move on. So thank you very much, Julie. So we have a public hearing for the district-wide safety plan. Turn it over to Sam.
So the board will recall, this is not, we haven't lost our minds. It's deja vu. We did this last month. The state imposed an additional requirement on us over the summer where the safety plan has to have a cardiac emergency care component. So we have written that in compliance with what the state requires. We are well situated given the number of AEDs that we have in our buildings and around. I know Kathy has been working with a charity to secure even more AED boxes, which are one is placed outside by the football field. Another one's going at John Marshall adjacent to the playground. All that is built into the plan. The plan is posted on our website. If members of the public have anything they'd like to comment on the plan, in 30 days, at a meeting at least 30 days from now, the board will be asked to adopt this amended version of the plan, which includes the cardiac emergency care component, and it will be filed it once again.
Does anybody have a public?
It's on our website.
Okay. Does anybody have a public comment to this? Do we have to have a motion?
Yes.
Can we have a motion to close the hearing?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. And
I'm going to, before news of school, I just want to give an enrollment. I have it in new business, but I'd like to give an enrollment update.
okay.
Promise to do this. So currently we have 1,747 students, 936 at the high school, 283 at the middle school, 528 at John Marshall. Last year, to end the year, we had reading them backwards. We currently have 1,674 students, 896 at the high school, 273 at the middle school, and 505 at John Marshall. We had 1,747 to end the year last year, and I believe, Stephanie, there are pending new enrollments.
Yeah, about 15 or so.
So that number would go up a little bit more, so
Yeah,
about 1,689 currently.
Thank you very much.
Oh. News of the school, let's
Yeah.
start with Ms. Ms. Smith.
Exactly. So that is pretty much the essence of it. It was all things yonder today. And I have to say, I really have to commend our students and our families. You know, at morning dismissal, we were all a little nervous, or morning arrival, we were a bit nervous on how it was going to go because it's new, it's different, a change in protocol. They were unbelievable. They were outstanding. Every student was so cooperative, so respectful of the new policy. It honestly was like they had been doing it for years. So it worked beautifully in the morning. Ms. Collins had adjusted coverage, so we had plenty of people in the front. So it was so smooth. Throughout the day, it was really easy. Nobody seemed to have any major issues with it. It was kind of business as usual, minus the cell phones. So students said that, there were mixed reviews, of course, but for the most part, they said, it didn't really make a huge difference throughout their day. They felt like maybe they missed it in lunch or study hall where they used to check it more, but they seemed really okay with it. And I might put Stella on the spot.
I was thinking that too. But, you know,
I did ask her
since
before.
you're here.
Yeah. If you want to give what the word was about how it was for you and
I
among students.
honestly thought it was gonna be a much bigger deal. I full on thought it was gonna be students were gonna be upset or it was gonna be a sort of pushback, but I think everyone was so focused on the fact it was a first day of school. They're just worried about seeing their friends and stuff. I didn't really hear anything about it, and people were just people understand that it's a law now, it's nothing we can do, and it's just new way.
Yeah, great. And in every class, students were engaged, they were talking to each other. The hallways in a good way were a little louder, students were talking and engaging with one another. So all in all, it was a great day. At dismissal, just so you're fully aware, we did get a little backed up. And so we're adjusting our practices and procedures for that. And it might be, a few growing pains with that, but all in all, from a building-wide perspective, it could not have gone better. So it takes a village, and everybody, parents, teachers, students, the board, everyone has been so supportive, and it showed today. So thank you. And the only thing is, nobody knew what time it was all day, so we are ordering new clocks. They're on the way. Just one last update. It was mostly yonder today, but we also did our silverware policy, which again went beautifully, seamless. All of that was ready to go in the cafeteria. And so Charlie was thrilled. We were all thrilled that was also an easy transition. So thank you. Yeah, and it was a great day, a great first day back.
Good. Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you.
Charlie?
Hi, everybody. It was equally, we had a really nice day at the middle school. It was perfect weather day, which makes it exciting for everyone. We also had a small transition with the phones because students are now storing them in the lockers. And Stella, as you remember, it was just no show, and that worked so well. I was sort of sad we had to make that change. However, I think it's a nice upgrade, and we didn't have, like the high school, we didn't have any issues today with that, except that looking forward, as I talk to the staff, we're going to struggle a little bit. So we're going to have to figure out some procedures because we do a lot of positive programming around using phones appropriately. It's connected to our unit on the film festival. There are several units that spiral in Ms. Bryant's health class and Jacqueline DeSuno's family and consumer science class. So that's going to be tricky because, tell a middle schooler, you have to have it on you for that class, and then will they keep it for the rest of the day? No. So teachers, we talked a little bit about the opening faculty meeting about providing time at the beginning of class to go and get your phone, then bring it to class, have the class, then go back to your locker. So the logistics of that are a little complicated, but we'll figure it out. But we definitely don't want to let go of all that positive programming that we've developed over the years because it's good. And frankly, like AI, technology isn't going away. It's just a matter of using it responsibly. So it's going to present some tricky stuff for us, but I'll definitely report back on that, later in the year.
I thought nothing was changing at the middle school.
No, that's not true. I never said nothing was changing. The change was into the lockers. So it's no show when you walk in. Students gather. I think your email maybe said no change, but
Yeah, no change at John Marshall.
no, there's a little change in that now they go into the lockers. And we were saying that last year at school just to prepare students for it. So when students arrive at around 7:10, it's no show. They can go to the cafeteria, go to the gymnasium, or go to the library. Then when the 7:35 bell rings, signaling, okay, you can come into the building, that's when students go to their lockers, take their devices out, headphones, watches, they go into the locker and then stay there for the day. And then at 2:40, they can retrieve them and turn them on and use them. But the trick is going to be those classes.
But the way it was presented to the board was, for all of the schools though, was that it was going to be accessible in an emergency and they were going to have them in each classroom.
They're not allowed, permitted by the law to have them on their person. at all, except
So,
instructional.
so we're not gonna have the
There's no way
pouches
to
to
do it.
unlock are only at the main exits? Not in
Yeah,
the classrooms in an
it's the same.
emergency?
Yeah, they
They
can't,
don't, you guys don't
No,
use it.
that's-
they can't do it.
You don't have.
Yeah, but what is the teachers having the pouches if
No.
kids have to check their?
I mean, we can revisit, I mean, I have no problem revisiting that discussion.
You know, it's up to
Carry the
you all.
pouches with them?
This,
No, they
this
do,
is
but
middle
they
school.
can't get into them unless they go to a machine to unlock it. It's a mess.
In the high school they're carrying them?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have
Oh,
them.
okay,
So
so
they
that's.
can't
that's-
get over
Yeah, no, it's a
I was
high
confused,
Well, at the
okay.
high school they are. It's-
So, and then, so they carry them from class to class,
Yes.
and
In the
then
background, whatever.
each classroom does have the unlock?
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so the middle school is just
But not
different
without-
in that.
yeah.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, Charlie's never, I mean,
Not
I don't wanna
like that.
speak to you, but you've never had a problem with phones, and I spoke to some ninth
I
graders.
always thought you had-
Stella
No
can-
show
yeah.
actually with
I always thought you handled it really well.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
well,
I remember some teachers, like, we wouldn't even be allowed to have them in our pockets, so like everyone would just keep it in their bags, and I never saw anyone on their phone.
I think that's worked, and to be honest, if we were only speaking for the middle school and the age student at the middle school, if we were to have a problem, I don't know that I would want students to have access to their individual phones during the day because you want them completely silent and not discoverable to anybody. The messaging, there's a plan for messaging to go out from the district or from our offices to alert parents. Again, just for the middle school, imagine what mayhem that would be.
Right.
That would be a problem because we teach students to be silent and you don't hide.
Yeah.
So
And I have a kid in the middle school, and I still think parent interaction in a moment like that is probably more trouble than it's worth. And that's coming from me, and I would desperately want my kid on the phone, but
Right.
it's probably not a good idea.
no,
So I agree with you, I'll walk right back out with this.
any other questions? So then for us, our back to school night is the 11th of September. So that's next Thursday. And I think it's 6 to 8. It could be 6:30 to 8:30, but all of that is online for folks, and I'll send out a reminder. And then the final thing that I have is that our clubs start on the 29th of September, which is a Monday. So we give students time just to get settled, and we always start at the end of the month.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Charlie.
Thanks.
It's cute.
Hello, good evening, everyone. So we also had a wonderful opening today at John Marshall. I wanted to start by thanking both the PTA and the students and families who came out to Chalk the Walk. This is the second year that we've done Chalk the Walk, and the artwork really, including many of our student artwork, was really fantastic and very welcoming coming into the building and seeing that. I also wanted to thank Marco Palacios, who is a parent, and Force Construction. We did our big PTA Boosterthon fundraiser last year, as well as Kathy Dean had written a grant, and we started our garden project. And so new flower beds have been built and a fence has been put around those beds. And it really looks beautiful. The space is going to function as a hands-on classroom for both science classes and the garden club. And we're very, very excited. So thank you to the volunteers who came out to help make that possible. And another thank you as we continue to work with the PTA to help maintain the garden, because of course that is always the biggest piece, is that, you know, that once we do the plantings, the garden will need to be maintained, but it's looking phenomenal. And then I thought I'd give you a playground update as well. We were told today, it must have just been this morning, that materials are scheduled to be delivered on Thursday. So coming even a little bit sooner, but we're thrilled to have them. And I want to thank Mr. Morgan and Coach Brown, who've really been working with the lunch monitors and the paraprofessionals planning different activities for students to be doing without having a large structure, you know, to play on during recess. But we are fully planned and ready for this process, and it looks like it's starting this week. And I'm feeling like I have to say something about cell phone use. I really don't, I don't see it as an issue, and thankfully neither does the staff at John Marshall. It has never been an issue. I think if anything, the adjustment might be for students not wearing their smartwatches to school more than the phones, which I did ask for families to just leave them home, you know, to not even try to have them in the backpack. But we don't foresee there being, you know, an issue at our age level at the elementary school. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Karen.
Kathy?
Well, sports are up and running. This was a short summer, but a great summer. All varsity and JV sports started last Monday. Football started the week before. We've been blessed to utilize the new field at Stephen Hans Path. We've been utilizing that since this Monday. Field hockey has really given the opportunity to use that, especially when they play back-to-back games where our kids have lost a lot of time. Colette and her staff at the transportation department have been awesome in helping. Today was our first day, obviously back to school. That's when we needed the busing, and she got both teams over there, and parents picking up there. So it's been a really great start. Middle school sports start Thursday. Parent Square will go out tomorrow morning about where each team is meeting so that they'll be all set and ready to go. So we're really excited to see, what the future holds for this year in athletics. Any questions? Yes, sir.
Cuts. What sports did you have to cut?
Soccer,
Soccer, was that the only one?
soccer, tennis more adjustments. A lot of people will cut themselves also. Field hockey was good. We took a couple of kids, volleyball, took a couple of kids from volleyball. You can't have that, we have been having great turnouts with our programs, we really have.
Great.
It's a good problem to have.
And no team is understaffed.
No team is understaffed right now.
Yeah, good.
A couple upperclassmen playing on some JV teams, but as for that, that's, all right?
Right, Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yep, okay. Public comment. LTV, do we have any public comment?
We have no callers on the line.
Thank you very much. Is anybody out there? I didn't ask. Is there anybody hiding in the back that wants to make a comment? Right, so we're on to the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to accept the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Right, any opposed? The superintendent's report and recommendations. The first one is, let's see, recommend the board approve the instructional appointment of Stephen Stolberg to the position of music teacher as a leave replacement. Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Discussion?
Leave,
Pretty
yep.
self-explanatory. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next one is recommend the board accept a letter of resignation from Jenna Arnista for her position as teaching assistant. And that the board approve the instructional appointment of Jenna Arnista to the position of foreign language Spanish teacher for the 2025-26 school year. Have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
Second? In discussion?
In-house person, moving our way up.
Great.
Great. Good to see. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations. Next is recommend the board accept the letter of resignation from Jennifer Cunningham from her position as senior account clerk, and that the board approve the non-instructional appointment of Jennifer Cunningham to the position of payroll supervisor effective September 1st, 2025. Have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
You good? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Recommended that the board approve the appointment of additional teaching section for the 2025-26 school year. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion. Second.
Second? Any discussion?
Covering a Spanish class due to a leave.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next is recommend the board approve the budget transfers for the 2025-26 school year. Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Discussion?
Stand
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next one is recommend the board approve the following contract agreements for the 2025-26 school year. They're listed below. Pretty standard stuff from what I can see. Motion?
I'll make a motion. Second.
Any discussion?
Standard and some modifications to existing contracts.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Recommend the board accept with gratitude the following donations. Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Second? Discussion? Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
That's
Always
great.
appreciate it. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next is recommend the board approve the stipulation of settlement regarding employees named in confidential agreement. Number attached B. Kind of a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Recommend the board approve the stipulation of settlement regarding employees named in confidential attachment A. Can I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Recommend the board approve the authorization of health and dental insurance benefits to be granted to the employee known to the board who has extended medical leave of absence, and such insurance shall be granted under the same contribution conditions as exist in relevant employee contract for the individual. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
A second.
Second? Not really good. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So we've got two walk-on resolutions, and it's number 7.11, and be hereby resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education of the East Hampton Union Free School District terminates employment of Mr. Darren Miller for the district effective September 2nd, 2025. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And then number 12, we hereby resolve that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education of the East Hampton Union Free School District terminates the employment of Mr. Winston Lyons for the district effective September 2nd, 2025. Have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. We are down to old business? Old business. Nothing for old business, new business. You did some bit. You want to go with the
Yeah,
rest?
so we had our building walkthroughs with some of the board members last week. Again, and I'll obviously turn it over to the board, but just a big thank you to our head custodians and our principals in those buildings. To be honest, I thought this year was the best walkthrough we've had. I mean, there were no major things to point out, little tweaks, and considering the use of the buildings over the summer with the programs we have there for our kids, it's amazing that they're able to get them back together within that time span. But I don't know if Emily or Sandy want to say anything.
They all looked great, and the garden looked amazing. at
Yes,
John
can't
Marshall.
wait
It
to
was
see
really
the garden.
impressive. Yes.
But
All the
yes,
schools are great,
the schools really did. love
and
the
the
building.
things you created for the yonders, that was very.
Oh, yeah, that was
great.
That's cool. Adapting.
And the last thing is we thought having Stella give a report as necessary. We're going to meet tomorrow, talk about it. But, kind of like answer some of the questions the board might have in the public or community or the administrators have from a student's perspective. So we'll talk about that. And, with the board's permission, we'd like to add that to our agenda right under news of the schools.
I think that's great. I mean, we did it tonight as a, spur of the moment thing, and it worked out really well. And what's better than to hear from the students? Come on.
Definitely.
Excellent.
Wonderful.
Okay, good. Public comment. LTV, any public comment?
Stand by.
Thank you.
All right, good evening, East Hampton Board. This is Matt Sharon calling from LTV on the phone line, and we're just demonstrating the phone lines are open and working, and we have no other callers on the line.
Thank you very much. I was beginning to wonder if it worked or not. Matt. I know you did scare me
We
for a
want
second.
transparency. We want the public to know it's working.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Matt. Thank you very much. Okay. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
All in favor? Opposed? We're good. Thank you guys very much. Thanks for coming out. Welcome back. Here we go. It's like all of a sudden.